Are any, just funny stories overall from when you were with the Flyers? Obviously, it was two stints, the 1 year and the second lockout, coming back. But just any funny stories you might be able to share?
Um, I don't know. We
I
have
don't mean
good
to put you on
stuff.
the spot, but
I know. And people always ask for good stories. And like to your point, it's really hard to recollect stuff. There's just so many moments, like
well, yeah, and that's the thing, and
these
like so
little
many,
things.
yeah, and especially when as you kind of get into it and you get settled, like at least if for me, at least if I was in the NHL again, I can't even ice skate, but I would kind of just like all right, well this is just like every day, and then I'd kind of forget things, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I know lots. But like, I think I had my one career hat trick in Philly. It was kind of cool. Like the neighbors all, and that's part of why it was one of my favorite times living in South Jersey. Like we really knew our people in the neighborhood, and they, came out and there was hats. Every kid in the neighborhood found a couple hats, and threw them all in the yard and stuff like that. So we got all for the game, and so that was fun for our kids to do that. And I don't know, memorable. Like after we lost out our first year, I mean, we were having beers post game or post, maybe it was the same night or a day after, and I think it was a Hatcher, yeah, Darian Hatcher, his wife Mike Ratchie, Turner Stevenson, and Chris Terry and I had a horse in the Kentucky Derby, and so he said, and Ratchie had a motorhome, so we're like, screw it, let's leave tomorrow and go to the Kentucky Derby. So like, I think our wives are like looking around, they're like, not one of them was going to say no, right? They weren't going to be the wife saying no. They're looking around at each other, and we're like, yeah, this is happening. So we like loaded up the next morning, and the four of us just got in Mike Ratchie's motorhome. I think he peed one time from Philadelphia to Louisville. Drove through the night. We stopped at West Virginia. Where's in Morgantown, West Virginia. Stopped there at like 11 o'clock and had a couple. Rathy was driving, so he didn't drink. But we all piled into like college bar, right? Bought a few rounds for the kids. Loaded back up. Left. Spent the night in like a Walmart parking lot. Bought breakfast at the Walmart or at the whatever Bob's Evans in the same parking lot.
yeah,
Continued on. Didn't even have a hotel room. Found some sort of hotel room and then just partied for 3 days and got a mobile home and went back home. So that was pretty good. Chris Terry had a horse in there, so it was great. We were in suits. We were down the owner's paddock area. The Stanley Cup was there. Like we were like kings. We were like thoroughbred kings, man. We like in the horse business for like a weekend. We were like, it was great.
that's awesome. That's so
Yeah,
good.
that was a fun one. Yeah, it was a fun outside of hockey story. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
great.